Let's Talk Bitcoin is heard each week by thousands of people who are participating in the new digital economy. Our listener base of Bitcoin owners, miners, investors, technologists, and merchants is growing fast. We offer a limited number of short advertising slots in each show to keep our listeners engaged and to provide maximum impact for our sponsors. If you'd like to talk to us about Let's Talk Bitcoin, send us an email at sponsors@letstalkbitcoin.com. So we're here at the Bitcoin Decentral Hackathon in Toronto, Canada. Yeah, this is my first time in Canada, and I'm here with Amir Taaki, one of my favorite people in the Bitcoin space.
Oh, come on! Don't big me up so much.
You're the big idealist here. I love the idealist side of this thing, man. That's the thing about it.
It's cool. Bitcoin's well interesting. It's very different, isn't it? It's not one of these yuppie things like Twitter or It's an actual core technology, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think that's the thing, is that, it's a protocol. It's a protocol, so unlike Twitter, Twitter's not a protocol. Twitter has the ability to be influenced and all these other things. So anyways, before we get off into that topic,
Which is a long topic.
Which is a long topic, yes. So, you told me as soon as I got in that you've been up all night working on this project called Dark Market. And can you just explain this briefly, what we're looking at here?
Yeah, it's basically a decentralized Silk Road that can't be shut down or censored with some privacy features. It's not like a production ready. We just did it more as like a proof of concept, a prototype to show that it's possible, The technology's already there, and it has all the basic features that people need to trade freely and that we can use to reclaim our sovereignty and as individuals trading one with another. You have the front page.
So I'm looking at this, and it says submit query, search for nicknames. So you can search for individuals on the marketplace. And then you've got peers here with query shop. So are these people you've added to your?
No. The nicknames. There's like a special blockchain. And that blockchain, each block is registered in the Bitcoin blockchain. And so it groups sets of registrations together like that, and then embeds the hash in the Bitcoin blockchain. And with that, you can query a mapping of someone's nickname to some key, to some public key.
So it's like a DNS system for public key.
Exactly. Okay. Like with putting the payments protocol into Bitcoin is a ludicrously stupid idea because it doesn't benefit small businesses, it doesn't benefit peer-to-peer transfers, it doesn't benefit the black market. The only thing it benefits is Bitcoin corporations that can go to all the hassle of setting up the SSL certificates and relying on compromised certificate authorities that we know large nation states like Iran or the NSA has already compromised that infrastructure. So we use it, but we have Bitcoin and we have the blockchain, so we use that, and that's what we, if people want to really trade with their sovereignty intact, we need to use the only form of distributed consensus that we know in technology, which is the blockchain. So that's what we have. You can type a nickname.
So this is built on top of Bitcoin then. It's actually embedding data into the Bitcoin blockchain.
Yeah, but it's only 20 bytes, every few hours. So it's absolutely minimal. Okay. It's way small.
Okay, so you've got peers up here, and I see a button that says Query Shop next to it. What happens if we click that button?
It opens a shop front.
Okay, so when that opens that particular person's shop.
Yeah, and then there's going to be a description of the product, with pictures and stuff.
And people can leave reviews. Are those reviews credited to their identity?
Reviews are here at the bottom. And also I can leave a review. So it's brilliant guy, 5 out of 5, submit. And it appears there.
Interesting.
And also I can, it's... Which one was that? That was like the purple one. I think it's this one. And I can click buy the product. So I want to buy your medicinal pills, mind you.
So you're typing into this text field, I want to buy your medicinal pills, and then you're submitting that. So you're not actually selecting an item so much as you are sending that person a message. This is obviously a proof of concept.
We were just like, it's like only one night, so we did the simplest thing. But ideally, you'd have each seller with different products. You click the products.
Sure.
But look, I've got a multi-sig escrow address.
Okay.
I put that in my Bitcoin client.
Okay, so now how does one get a multi-sig escrow address? Is this generating multi-sig escrow addresses for you?
Yeah, it's generating it.
Okay.
So then I send some Bitcoins to there for the product. Then I put the transaction ID in there. I click paid. The seller confirms that he received it, and he says, I'm shipping the good. Then finally you say, okay, I got the good, and you release the funds by generating the signature to release the money to him, and then he can reclaim the money. But if at any time during that process there's a dispute, you can go to the mutual arbiter that you both agreed upon together. So here we have identity, which is like your nicknames. You have
so can anyone be an arbiter in this system? Can any of these participants, or are there only special participants that can
No. Anybody can be arbiters, but people have to choose you as an arbiter. You know, and ideally arbiters would have ratings.
Right, just
and
like in real life.
Yeah, in real life.
Okay.
It would be an open market.
Right.
So you have identity, that you can look up the people by nicknames instead of these weird hashes,
right,
which is the holy grail of crypto. You have seller pages. You have reputation. We also have multi-sig escrow. And also private messaging.
So you've built this in the last 24 hours?
Yeah.
That's fun.
And that's basically all the features you need.
The rest of the team?
Yeah, it's a designer. He made it all look pretty and stuff. Good job, man. Say hello.
You're welcome. Hi.
What's your name?
I'm William, and I've basically been running interference, helping these guys stay, focused and operating efficiency.
Cool. And William's also a LibBitcoin contributor. He's been working on LibWallet a lot. So mainly the functionality related to the wallet part of LibBitcoin, like the key stuff.
So, and for people who aren't familiar with LibBitcoin, this is your re-implementation of the Bitcoin specification in a modular version, as opposed to everything being wrapped into one core, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to go into that?
Well, it's probably a longer interview. I do want to get to one other thing, though, while I've got you real quick. You said that the payment protocol is a bad idea to implement because it doesn't help small businesses. What is the barrier to entry on that? Because I wasn't aware that there was much of a barrier to entry.
That you need to get all these SSL certificates, pay for them. If you're just like some kid with no money, the whole point about Bitcoin is it's like everybody can get in there, you know?
Okay,
but
so it adds a barrier to entry.
If you need credit cards, you need to set up a VPS, configure your Apache, all this crap. No, it's not a good idea. If you're going to trade on Silk Road, for instance, I have asthma. The other day, I'm in a strange country. I know exactly what I need to get. I go to the pharmacy, and it's for $20. They're like, oh no, you need to go to the doctor. I go to the doctor. I'm like, look, I just need a prescription. He's like, no, you need to pay $150. You need to wait in the waiting room for half a day. Fucking hell, it's like. Who is that protecting? That's just punishing people. It's nonsense. And this whole, it's a sign of how, how the jackboots have been pushed into our face that now that we have to ask permission or we don't even have control over what we ingest into our own bodies. The other day, I was walking 2 days ago, a journalist from New York Times came to visit me here. And we're walking in the street and I'm telling him about there's so many hackers in hacker spaces. They just build technology for themselves, little toys, tinkering, but there's no social motive behind that. They're not actually making technology for people, which is what technology is, a tool for people to use. And we walked into a bar, what we thought was a bar, and it happened to be the Toronto hacker space. And right there was all these toy trains and toy 3D printers, and we were laughing, oh my God. And we were talking political stuff, and the people there were they were in favor of censorship of the internet, the hackers, and they were really in their mental boxes, who will protect us, what about the bad guys, such black and white thinking, there is no bad guys, there's different motives, and And like when the Soviet Union fell, the people had no idea how to do business. They thought they were incapable of doing business because their whole lives they'd been told how they should operate in the market, you know. And in some sense, we're not as extreme as that, but we have lost our sense of integrity that why not to be with our friends, to network with the people around us and try to do the things together? It's possible, and we have the technology to do it, and the tools, the industry, the different projects of economy around the world. And this is why I think Silk Road is so important, because it goes beyond just about the buying drugs. It's a deeper question, you know, like the internet, you know.
Right, yeah, well that was kind of, you know, when you're talking about this, that's the feeling that I get from you, is that it's not about any particular object, it's about it not being about a particular object, it's about it being open commerce and a real open market where the barrier to entry is people wanting to do business with each other and finding ways to make that work. And these are basically just tools to create that. So really what you're talking about is just creating a fair market. Yeah,
like, well, I told you a story about asthma. Also, you know, like there's in Europe, there's lots of seeds from local regions with different health benefits, like many, like dozens of them. But because of some bureaucrats who just say, oh, these are the ones that are allowed, and everything off that list is illegal. And so all the local recipes or like local, you know, healthcare, local natural medicines, they're just banned, you know, and they can't be sold on the internet. But with Bitcoin, they can. Or I have a friend, he goes to the fruit markets after they've closed, and you know, there's like the apples with the dent in it, or like the tomato that's gone a bit soft, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just they can't sell it, so they chuck it out. He takes that and he makes marmalade with it, and he sells cheap marmalade. But because of the EU regulation, health, safety, blah, 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 he can't sell it on internet. But with Bitcoin, you can, you know, like, okay, and so this is great use of otherwise wasted food. Like, why not, you know?
Well, but let me play devil's advocate here. You know, so what if he sells that on the internet for Bitcoin to someone who's in the same country or in a different country, and that person gets sick and dies? Because, I mean, that's something with, like, canned goods. There's the consequences are pretty serious if you get it wrong.
And all of last year, I had no money, and I spent the way I ate was going to supermarkets and skipping their bins.
Specifically what I'm asking.
And they throw out a lot of good food in the packaging because it's a day past sell by, and it's perfectly edible, you know?
Right.
There's a huge amount of waste in our society.
And this
waste is not driven by the market, it's driven by consumerism, by borrowing, by growth and overconsumption. It's not about making the things you have go further. It's about borrowing on debt, about, you know, living outside of your means, and that's not the world I want to live in, you know. And the whole planet is being destroyed. Like when I was living in Califo, it's like I start to discover about the nature around me, you know, and it's absolutely depressing, like how, you know, how the ecosystem is being destroyed. And we're destroying all of our food stocks, replacing all the diversity, you know, which helps us to live, to be healthy, with pests and parasites, you know. And this is the legacy we're leaving to our children, who's gonna pay. You know, it's not us that has to pay. You know, we just burn oil and it's gonna run out, and that's that, you know.
Amir Taaki, I really look forward to hearing more from you over the next couple of days. I think this is not going to be our only interview. Thank you very much for your time, and you know, good work on this project. Yeah, absolutely. It's good to finally meet you too.
It's wicked.